So hello and welcome to a video we have from cross-product from magnitude and direction. So I'm going to have vector D and vector E, and we're supposed to give, why they're going to find the cross product for this one. Vector D, when I actually try to get the magnitude of it, and because we know, in order to get it from magnitude, we need to find out the components. So I use the right hand rule, the Cartesian coordinate system, that y goes up, x goes right, and then z hat comes inside or out of the board to determine what we can find for the vector that we're going to have, the negative vector, which is going to be vector Mike. And I'm going to have that actually out of the board or into the board, 1.5 z hat. But because that is a positive number, and then positive is going to go out of the board, so we're going to have out of the board for the z hat. Anyway, so I'm going to have vector D finding it as 3x hat and 1y hat. So I'm going to have that component, getting it from a direction that we have in magnitude. And I'm going to have vector D, and the vector D is going to be negative 3x hat, because remember, Cartesian coordinate system, x goes to the right, y goes to the top, and z hat goes out on the board. So you're going to have, if it goes towards the left, you're going to have 3 negative x hats, and then y hat goes 1.5, so I'm going to use those components, and then I'm going to do the FOIL method. I have negative 9 times 0, that's going to be 0. 4.5 z hat times negative 3 z hats. Now why? Because when I do 4.5 x hat, which is 3 times 1.5, I'm going to have x hat, and I go to y hat. Since I'm going towards the direction of the circle, I'm going to have positive, and then I'm going to get z hat. But the next one, when I have negative 3z hat, I'm having y hat, 1y hat times negative 3 x hat. And for that, I'm going from y to x, which is going to be in against the circle. So I'm going to have negative, and then I'm going towards z. I have negative 3z hat. And then 1.5 times 0, because y times y hat is going to give me a 0. Just like how x hat times x hat is going to give me a 0. I'm going to get 1.5 z hat from getting this as a magnitude of my new vector. So I remember I have cross product, which is going to give me a vector, but dot product is going to give me a scalar. So I'm going to use from the vector to try to get that. And remember, cross product perpendicular, if I use it on my vectors, because remember the Cartesian coordinate system is all of them are perpendicular. So when I have z hat, no matter whatever I have for these vectors, because it comes out of the board right now, because it's positive, I'm going to get a perpendicular, which is going to be 90 degrees. Because that has to be 90 degrees. This is just going up, and then D and E, no matter what x component, y component they're going to have, they're going to be in the 90 degrees direction of our vectors. So hopefully you guys learned something new, and if you guys have any questions, please do let me know on the comments.